Okay.
Oh, thank you.
So, I just came to pick up a police report that was filed on November the 21st, 2022. And the officer put intentional false information in this report that he knew to be false, that he knew to be incorrect, and that he didn't just do this by himself. Also, the dispatch department assisted in this because anytime a 911 call comes in, number one, it comes in from the number that is generated from, and then number two, that person has to confirm the number that is given. And this is not my information. Neither does it state what occurred in the thing that I can prove because I recorded myself talking to him, recorded the entire transaction as I'm doing right now, and this is entirely false. So you're telling me, well, she told me, in order to make any complaint about this, I have to go back through his corrupt supervisor, which keeps the corruption inside. So in order to get past the corruption, it's no way. Because if it gets sealed like this, if this person is corrupt and then his boss is corrupt, and then you go tell his boss, it's not going anywhere because they're both corrupt. So how do you get past the corruption? There has to be someone else to make a complaint or someone to write. But I can't just be told, oh, you have to call Bobby's boss because Bobby and his boss is corrupt.
So I understand your frustration, ma'am, okay? You're mad at that officer, correct?
I'm not even really mad.
Okay.
I just don't like when, and I should probably lower my voice because there's an echo out here. I just don't like when you blue collar police stick up for each other. And so when it's a conspiracy of that nature, you can't get around one because you guys kind of all hone in to keep each other safe under your blue collar protection thing that you got going on. And I understand that. But at the same time, what I'm saying is to go through internal affairs, she is not giving accurate information. I'm very skillful when it comes down to making law complaints. And to make a complaint to internal affairs, I don't have to speak to a corrupt police officer. But if she doesn't want to give me that information, then that's just up to me to look for it on my own. The whole purpose of internal affairs is to do an internal...
I understand your frustration, but my officers here can assist you further.
Hey, how are you? My name is Sergeant Janice. How are you?
I don't want to shake your hand.
Okay, I
What
work
you
with
need?
internal affairs. You need a complaint form or something?
Yeah, I do. I want to make one, please.
What's it on, just so we know?
The officer intentionally and willfully put false information on that report.
Okay, where's the report number? There wasn't a report taken.
He said it was.
It's just an incident number, which is just this documentation number that we went out there.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like any criminal report was taken. Let me
Okay.
see what it says. RP advised her identity was stolen. Is this you, by the way?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so your identity was stolen by another person posing as a cell phone salesperson inside the store. So you went to Walmart and somebody sold you a phone?
No.
Okay.
I didn't. I never got a phone.
Okay, she took your information, opened an account in your name, and told RP some type of story about the information was not working at first, but then put a bogus address in and a different PIN provided. So does all this sound correct?
No. And I recorded the whole thing talking to him as far
No,
as...
this is our dispatcher. So this is what was told to our dispatcher. Is that what you told our dispatcher?
No.
Okay. Okay, so the dispatcher, okay, information. Okay, let me see. So the lady left the Walmart?
Both ladies did.
Okay, there was a second lady involved. She had long hair. You found out that they weren't associated with any cell phone providers back in the store. RP spoke. So you talked to the Walmart manager?
I made a report with Walmart.
Okay, and they told her that that the manager would be back, but they hadn't returned yet. RP cell. So they broke your phone? Is that what happened?
No, sir.
RP cell. Oh, your cell phone was broken, which is why she was there to purchase one, and they stole her identity. She'll be standing by. Okay. Okay, so this was, when was this? November 21st. Okay, so the officer updated that there wasn't any proof at the time that there was identity theft, and said that you were upset that the sales associate disappeared prior to getting you your new phone. That this was documented, and they told you if you receive any losses in your, I'm assuming whatever account you give them, to call back and then we would take a report. Is that what you understand from this, or what information is not correct in here, so I can understand when we do
The
this?
narrative is not correct, and neither is that phone number. That's not my phone number.
So this isn't the number you called from?
I don't have any idea, but that's not my phone number. I gave him all of my information.
Okay, and what was that?
909
Okay,
300 2829.
and that's your cell phone number?
Yes.
2829. Okay, and then have you lost any money or anything from whatever account you had given them?
That's not the purpose
Okay.
of my identity being stolen.
Okay, what was it then?
The purpose of my identity being stolen was because I'm being framed due to my complaints against my husband
Okay.
and his brother, who
And-
are a federal relation.
Okay, and what's his name?
Elijah Ketchup,
How do you spell that?
ELIJAH.
Jah, and then the same last name?
Yes. And his brother is Curtis Ketchup,
K or C?
CURTIS Ketchup. I don't think,
So you think the lady at the store had something to do with them, is what you're saying?
yes, the
Okay.
lady, it was two ladies. I
Okay.
recorded them.
Okay,
The first lady left before police got there.
okay, and she was, just so we're not skipping too far. Let me see if there's a description of her. Did you call 911 from your phone?
No, sir, I didn't.
I don't know why it came up with that phone number. It's weird. Did you call from the store?
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, okay, that's probably why. That's probably the store
But
number.
they still asked me what mine was, and I provided it.
Gotcha, okay. So the first girl was a black lady,
Yes,
and then the second one was a white or Hispanic lady?
yes.
Okay. And so, just so I can, because obviously I wasn't there, so you go in to buy a cell phone and you talk to these two people and you start providing them information about whatever your account information is or whatever to purchase a phone.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
went in there, my phone had broke, I had broke the screen of it, and so I was trying to determine the cost of either replacing the screen or just replacing the phone. And she said, we have this wonderful deal on this A13 at T-Mobile, no deposit, no anything. And you just pay $40
Okay,
and you get this cool new phone.
okay,
And all you have to do is, the quick little application, and we'll get you going. And so I gave her all of my information. I watched her activate the phone
okay,
to its end.
okay,
And then she said my address was not allowing it to be put into the system. It wouldn't validate it.
okay.
And so she came up with an entirely new address.
Okay, what's your address?
My address is 9836 East Foothill Boulevard,
Okay,
and unit 6131.
6131?
Yes.
Okay,
And that's in Rancho Cucamonga,
okay,
and 91730. She put down a completely different address.
do you know what address she used by
I
chance?
do, but I have it written down somewhere
Okay.
else.
And so this is your cell phone number? So I can call you back and get that information from you?
Yes.
Okay,
And so she put down a completely different address. And then she said, okay, now what we're gonna do is gonna go ahead and activate the phone, whatever. We got all the way done to where it was time to pay. And then I asked her, I said, so are you going to go ahead and put my number on the phone,
You
like you
mean
said?
this
Yes,
number, okay.
so that I could keep my same number. I said, I don't want a new number. And then she said, Well, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do that for, I think she said 90 days or
Okay.
30 days or something like that. And I said, well, that's not what you told me in order to activate the phone. And I said, well, do you have another deal? And so I turned around to go show her the Walmart deal. I turned around and the black female was gone with the phone
Okay.
and with the information that was on the counter.
Okay.
And so
So when you say the counter, was there?
the
they
black
had-
girl never was behind the counter, and she was never in.
No, but I mean the counter, was it like a permanent counter at Walmart, or did they have like a temporary?
It was
stand
like,
set up?
so they were just back there in the.
Like electronics section. Okay.
So it was the white female that was putting the information in the computer, and the black female was standing to the side of her outside of the counter like he is to you.
Okay.
So this is like this little generic little workspace, and the computer is there, and then the black girl is outside of it,
Okay.
as if she's not really at Walmart.
Okay.
And then she took pictures of while I was there, she took pictures of the ESN
Okay.
to the phone and to all
The
of
new one? Okay.
And then I didn't see the phone when I turned back around.
Okay.
So that's what made me believe that the black girl had taken the device.
Okay.
And so that's when I got really upset because that was extremely weird and fishy. And then why did she just disappear?
Right.
Where's the device? And it's already activated.
Right.
So that clearly looks to me that even if it's not that way, that you just stole my identity and has taken off with the phone.
Right.
I didn't even have the phone number.
Okay.
So then the white female was there, said, I don't know where she went. She doesn't really work here. So then I said, where's a manager? So I immediately went to the front, got a manager, turned on my my tablet, and started to record
Okay.
what was happening in the store.
Okay.
So the manager said, let me go to the back. He comes to the back. The white female is now leaving
Okay.
the store. So now both of them are gone. And then I recorded the white female leaving.
Okay.
And so by the time the police gets there, neither one of them is in the store.
Okay.
So then I tell the police exactly what I just said to you, that she activated the phone. I sat there and watched her do it. I sat there and watched her give the information to the black female, and then they both disappeared. If it wasn't this way, it sure appears that way.
Right.
And then there was never any final conclusion
To anything?
to anything.
Okay, and not to jump forward, but what do you think? What's the relationship between Elijah and Curtis to all this? And I'm not going to say that I know what's going on because I don't. I wasn't there. What to me it sounds like is maybe a Walmart employee hooked up their friend with a free phone by getting it activated by you. Does that make sense? It kind of sounds like the white chick that was working there had a friend come in and said, "Hey, I can get you a phone," and kind of set up a scam to get this black lady a phone. Could be completely wrong, but I want to hear what your theory is behind Elijah and Curtis and why you think this is all tied into them.
Because it is a very long, complicated scenario, and I
Okay.
want to see if I can put it to you
Okay.
very gently so that I don't sound delusional,
Okay.
and that you can understand being in law enforcement.
Okay.
Curtis Ketchup is a federal agent
Okay.
that I made complaints on
Okay.
in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
I moved here in California to get away from him,
Okay.
not knowing that he was a federal agent while I'm married to his brother.
Okay.
So-
And you guys are already married?
We're already married.
So when you were in Georgia, you were already married to Elijah?
Yes, we've been married for 10 years.
Okay.
There was a series of similar situations with devices that was coming up, just with money, just with anything. I had a business in Georgia.
Okay.
There was a series of things going wrong with it
Okay.
that prompted me to contact the FBI to go through the chain of command
Okay.
because the FBI is over IC3 reports
Okay.
of anything that's
I don't know what
internet-based.
I don't know what IC3 report is.
Internet crimes.
Internet. Oh, okay.
And so anytime you have something, of course you want to report stuff like this to local law enforcement. But when there's stuff dealing with banking and numbers and stuff that has a bigger scale, you want to go, the appropriate command is to go through IC3
Okay.
and make a report.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that. So.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
if
we
you
don't
contact the police, then they're going to tell you, change your passwords, change your email.
Well, we just don't deal with a lot of the federal laws or whatever, so it's
Right.
probably just a different terminology, but that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
so what you do is you go through there and you make a report and then you, I guess, whatever.
Okay.
Well, in that process, I discovered that these two guys have federal affiliation. So then it changed.
What do you mean by federal affiliation? They're brothers.
They're
He
brothers.
works for the FBI or did. What did he do? What was his job?
I didn't know that he was either. And that's my husband.
You were married to him and he was also working for the FBI?
Yes,
Okay.
and had no idea. He was
Okay.
undercover.
Okay.
And so that spiraled into a long list of complaints, of which my husband has avoided all contact with me since finding out his affiliation. So in terms of, I haven't been able to get a divorce. I haven't been able to file for divorce. I hadn't been able, file is not went anywhere. And when I say that, what I mean is I went to have him served, sent the certified paperwork off. It's just been at the post office since November.
Okay.
When you pull up the tracking
This
number.
last November or previous
This
November?
last November.
Okay.
It just says in the air.
Okay.
That is behind. It never moves to the final process of where he's getting served.
Okay.
So in the state of Georgia, I couldn't work. They had pretty much cut my life off.
Okay.
The two of them
Okay.
and their friends,
Okay.
because they are connected.
All right.
Because of that complaint.
Well, they're brothers though, right? Or friends?
They're brothers.
Okay.
And so I didn't know that I was initially, when I started complaining to the FBI, I didn't know that I was reporting my husband and his brother.
Okay.
I was just saying someone is doing these god-awful things,
Okay.
and I found this, and I found...
And what kind of business did you have back in Georgia?
I had a business for used furniture called Who Wants Seconds, LLC.
All right. And so the fraud was against that business?
And plenty others. They had established...
Well, no, but just specifically against
Yes.
you. So you own this business.
Yes.
And then there was some sort of fraud going on.
Yes.
You notified IC3 that, hey,
Yes.
my business keeps getting hit with fraud. And then for some reason it links back to, you believe Curtis is involved with it?
What it was, okay, so this person, they were being me.
They were what?
Being me.
Oh,
Committing
being-
identity theft as me.
Okay.
Being that he's my husband, he was going beyond that privilege and establishing...
So it's your opinion that basically he was sharing your information to other people so they can use your identity?
Oh, no, it wasn't opinion, it's a fact.
Okay.
I can prove it.
All right, so he was taking your identity, sharing with other people, giving them your stuff. They would start accounts, and then that's how the fraud would
I
start.
can't say about other people. They are responsible.
So they took your identity to open accounts or whatever the case may be.
It was a load of information coming to me. It was sales that were duplicated.
Okay.
For example, I used to sell at a flea market. I would have to go the day before on Saturday. For example, I'll give a clear example. The booth number is 77. It has been assigned to me for that Sunday. I would show up on that Sunday. There is an entire store set up. No one's there in booth 77.
Okay.
I would go and say, someone's in my space and I paid for this. Here's my receipt. Can you make them move? Oh, I'm sorry, we can't. We didn't know, we made a mistake. And it would be like that, but it would be reoccurring. What they were doing was coming behind me in that booth, in that number that I've signed my name off to, saying that this is my booth. The flea market says we don't have any more that day. Now, I either have to leave
Okay.
or can't sell, but then they're there. So then it looks to the eye that
Gotcha.
you sell in this spot.
So fast forward to Walmart.
Fast forward to Walmart.
So you think that this lady, this potential black lady or white lady
The
that were
same
there,
exact thing happened to Walmart twice in the state of Stone Mountain in Georgia.
Georgia.
So exactly, and it was from a different phone company. It was through AT&T.
And this is all T-Mobile, right?
That's,
At Walmart right now is T-Mobile?
yes.
Okay.
How did you know?
Because you told me.
Okay. So that is T-Mobile. It happened the exact same way with the black male at AT&T and Walmart in Georgia. So I knew automatically.
So when you went to go set up phones in Georgia.
Not phones. I went to get a phone in Georgia.
Right, but you went to, what did you say, AT&T and?
I went to AT&T, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the other one was Verizon.
Okay, but so I'm comprehending. So when you were in Georgia, you went to AT&T and Verizon. You went to go.
I went to Walmart.
Okay,
I'm in
you went to
Walmart,
Walmart.
and this guy walks up. So you know how
tries to sell you a phone.
He wasn't in. They don't be in a. They don't be in a Walmart behind where this is a confined space.
Right.
They don't do that.
Okay.
They just come and they walk up to you like the people that sell DirecTV.
Okay, so basically the same thing that happened in Georgia just happened in Walmart, but after it happened in Georgia is when all the stuff with your furniture store and all the fraud started. No,
all of this happened. All the furniture fraud stuff, all those complaints occurred in Georgia.
Right, but what I'm saying is when you were at Walmart in Georgia, the first you said this is the same thing that happened in Georgia in the Walmart. So you said you were in Walmart in Georgia, and you went to the Verizon and the AT&T or whatever inside the Walmart. They tried to get your information similar to this.
They did.
But then what I'm asking is after they got their information, is that when all the fraud started?
No,
Or everything was already going on?
It was in the process and still going. So basically, what they did in Georgia, which is why I perceived she did the same thing. What they would do in Georgia, they would act just like the DirecTV guys. That they would just be in the middle of the floor. They would see me coming. They would have on an AT&T shirt and say, "Hey, you want a phone today? We got a hot deal. We can give it to you with no blah blah blah." Well, I would know that the phone is already, number one, in use. Number two, the number has already been used by them, and they just want to pass it off to me through this hot deal.
Makes sense.
So basically, when I saw this similar thing in Georgia, I mean, up here, I felt that this is the same thing that happened in Georgia. Neither time, mind you, I ever got the phone. In Georgia, he came up with an excuse. Well, get back with me. Oh, this just came up. Again, always after the activation. Oh, well, I just came up with this, that you don't have to pay this extra, blah, 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 or whatever. Same thing. I made a complaint, made a police report in Georgia. Same thing. Always happens after the activation process.
Have since November 21st? Yeah, since you were at Walmart on November 21st, has there been any fraud against any of your accounts?
Yes.
Do you have any of that with you?
I made a police report to DSS. The bank card number and DSS card number ends in the same exact numbers, an exact name number of a phone number that I had. Which automatically spells corruption.
What I'm going to need is like a printout or something of whatever fraud there was, so we can give it to our detectives.
Okay, so this is the way this works, and this is what I told Fifth Third Bank.
What bank? I'm sorry.
What is that?
It's just our speakers.
Okay, this is what I told Fifth Third Bank, and this is what I'm telling you. This is high-end corruption here. So let's say the end of my DSS food stamp card did end in 6289. Okay. The last four of my bank card that Fifth Third Bank sent me ends in 6289. They have did that similar thing to me over 10, 12 times with a variety of different numbers.
And is this at all associated to like your social security number or anything? Like, do
No,
they use any of
what
that?
they use this for is they attach a phone number to this.
Okay.
And they attach an online Genie card to this. And so basically what they do and what I've reported and what I can show you, the way that it works is, let's say the last four of a phone number may look exactly like this. Okay, what they'll do is follow me or be out near me somewhere with this phone and this card number. I may go into 7-Eleven to swipe my food stamp card. They're going to swipe behind me with the debit card that is not mine, that may either be in someone else's name, may even be in my name. It's a little bit further than identity theft because it doesn't always have to be my name. It could be anything. So what I've noticed I filed a lawsuit against Fifth Third Bank because this is your fault. Because I've been reporting this to you. I've been coming in showing you, hey, I used to do DoorDash and they would always have 2 accounts set up on my DoorDash. I would have 2 accounts set up on Uber Eats. They would put the phone number in always as with basically they cloned the device. And the device just moves in unison with me through Wi-Fi cellular connection, and they link it in through the phone numbers. So that it looks and appears that you're using a debit card that you're really not.
Okay, and just so I can clarify, when you went to Walmart and gave them the information on the phone, and they left with the phone, how did the phone create, I guess, the fraud or whatever to the DSS account?
Okay, so basically, I don't know I know that the DSS and the phone and the bank are tied because it's all corruption. It's all the same.
Well, but how
I didn't give her
by the
anything.
phone number or by?
Wait a minute. When you say give her the information to the phone, clarify what you mean.
So you went to Walmart, you talked to this lady, you started giving her your address and stuff because you wanted a new phone, right?
Yes.
Right before she gave it to you, she left with the phone or whatever, right?
Right before she gave me the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? That's correct?
Yes,
I'm just
that's
trying
correct.
to follow. So she leaves, the white lady leaves, everybody's gone. And then now you're saying that since then, there's some fraud on your DSS account. So what I'm trying to figure out is how do you think the fraud, because they have your information?
No, what I think is, I think that San Bernardino County and Fifth Third Bank and these 2 critters right here, Curtis and Elijah, are in collusion.
Okay.
And so what they've done is they may have an account. This 6289 may go to Chase Bank. It may go to Bank of America. It may go to another bank. This, where I come in and where I'm the innocent bystander in the situation, is that I have a card ending in 6289, but it doesn't go to Chase Bank. It goes to Fifth Third. But if they're shopping next to me with the 6289 that goes to Chase Bank, that is linked through a Genie number to the DSS, then that is how the fraud is connected.
Okay.
So when I look at the fact and say it shouldn't be this many cards activated with the same last 4.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
And if I have a history of that with Fifth Third Bank, that you keep creating these cards and then you give one to my husband. Oh, I have one ending in 4174. So does my husband. Oh, I had one ending in 4759. So did my husband. Why do you keep supplying him with duplicate cards? Now, where DSS comes in and gets involved on the corruption is you should not be issuing a card in connection to what they're doing.
Correct.
DSS, this is a food stamp card.
Okay.
It shouldn't have any any work,
linkage to the bank.
any linkage
Right.
whatsoever. It
Okay.
should just be a wonderful number that I just got.
Okay.
But when that number is attached to a Genie number or an online number that can be attached, because you know at any account, especially when you do online, you can connect it. And they'll say, oh, you can link your bank. No, that's dangerous. You can link your bank to this or link it. So what they're doing is we'll go in and we'll link this to her because it has the same number. So that when you're in the store making a transaction, you swipe. Well, it looks like that's not, but that's really not what it is. So it is inside corruption
Okay.
going on there.
All right.
That I
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you
Go
my
ahead.
name and my phone number, and then I'm going to call you back
okay.
at that number. It still works?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm going to look into this a little bit and call you back.
I have a complaint on it. I have several, and
On
I
what?
have them with me.
What do you mean?
In detail of what is it, with more detail and the way that they're doing. Because what happens is they, for example, it just happened up the street at the gas station. They shop with me all day long with these devices.
Okay.
And so I record them because in order for it to work, it has to send some type of receipt or some type of connection to my device.
Okay.
And so I've been following this for keeping up with this whole load of bull since 2018 when it first started.
Okay.
So I'm very knowledgeable
Okay.
when it comes down to the way that this is done and how it's done.
Okay.
And how it's being connected to my device here.
Okay.
I don't have an iPhone. This person has an iPhone and shares the same last four of the card. So this is a conspiracy
Okay.
at the phone place, which is why the phone is needed.
Okay.
The phone supplies the phone number and supplies the ESN for them to connect to so that they can connect to the towers. This is the whole importance of the